Welcome to our channel. What if I told you that an ordinary penny sitting in your pocket, an old coin jar, or a forgotten collection could be worth thousands, or even much more if it has a rare, authenticated variety or mint error? Today, we're uncovering some of the most fascinating Lincoln cents ever made, revealing the history behind them, the features collectors look for, and why certain examples attract incredible attention in the collector market. Stay with us until the end, because one of these coins might completely change the way you look at your spare change. Let's get started. First up, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during one of the most dramatic periods in American history. World War II was changing the nation. Factories were working around the clock, and millions of pennies were struck to keep commerce moving. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike today's coins, Philadelphia cents of that era usually carried no mint mark, making them easy to identify. Although millions of these pennies entered circulation, they remain popular because they represent an important chapter in American history. By 1942, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had already been circulating for more than 30 years. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin honored President Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. The reverse displayed the famous wheat ears that gave the coin its nickname, Wheat Penny. Every scratch and every mark on surviving examples tells the story of decades spent changing hands across America. Let's take a closer look at its physical details. The coin is made primarily of copper with a small amount of tin and zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. Diameter, 19.05 millimeters. Thickness, approximately 1.5 millimeters. Edge, plain. Its warm reddish-brown color is one of the reasons collectors love original examples that have been preserved without heavy cleaning. Here's where things become exciting. Most circulated 1942 Philadelphia pennies are worth only a modest premium over face value. However, collectors pay much more for coins that have outstanding original surfaces, strong strike details, attractive natural color, very little wear. Even more valuable are coins with legitimate mint errors, unusual die varieties, or coins preserved in exceptional mint state grades. These are the pieces that often generate intense bidding during major auctions. Understanding the very fine grade. A very fine example still shows noticeable circulation, but many important design details remain visible. Lincoln's hair still displays considerable detail. The wheat stalks remain well-defined. The lettering stays sharp. The date remains bold and easy to read. Collectors appreciate very fine examples because they balance affordability with historical appeal. Why? Collectors love wheat pennies. Wheat pennies have become one of the most collected American coin series. Many collectors begin by searching pocket change or inherited collections. Others spend years assembling complete date and mint collections. The 1942 issue often serves as an important part of those collections because of its wartime connection. Demand has remained strong for decades, especially for original problem-free examples. Rare errors can change everything. This is the part many treasure hunters dream about. Occasionally, a 1942 penny may display unusual minting errors. Examples include dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, or other authenticated mint mistakes. Because these errors are genuinely scarce, collectors may pay dramatically higher prices than they would for an ordinary coin. Authentication by a respected grading service is essential before assigning significant value. For most collectors, a circulated 1942 Philadelphia Wheat Penny has a modest value. Better preserved examples naturally command higher prices. Certified mint state coins with exceptional eye appeal can become highly desirable. Rare authenticated error coins may sell for hundreds, thousands, or even much more depending on the specific error, rarity, grade, and auction demand. Every coin must be evaluated individually. How to check your coin. If you own a 1942 Wheat Penny, examine it carefully. Use good lighting. Avoid cleaning the coin. Check both sides for unusual features. Look for doubling in the lettering. Inspect the date carefully. Look for striking errors or unusual shapes. If you believe you've found something unusual, consider having the coin authenticated and graded professionally. Protecting your coin. Never polish or clean an old coin. Cleaning permanently damages the original surface and can significantly reduce collector value. Instead, store it inside a proper coin holder or protective flip. Handle it only by the edges. Simple precautions can preserve its condition for future generations. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny represents far more than 1 cent. It reflects America's resilience during World War II. It represents everyday commerce during a historic era. It reminds collectors that even ordinary coins can carry extraordinary stories. That's why wheat pennies continue attracting collectors of every age. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark remains one of the most recognizable coins in American numismatics. While ordinary circulated examples are generally not worth extraordinary sums, rare error varieties and exceptionally preserved certified coins can command impressive auction prices. So before spending an old wheat penny, take a closer look. That small copper coin could be an important piece of American history, or perhaps even a rare collectible waiting to be discovered. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Professional Life Cent without a mint mark looks like an ordinary penny. It was produced to celebrate one of the most important anniversaries in American history, yet hidden among millions of these coins are examples that have captured the attention of collectors because of their outstanding condition, unusual mint errors, and remarkable eye appeal. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Series was released to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Instead of using a single reverse design throughout the year, the United States Mint introduced 4 different reverse designs, each representing a different stage of Lincoln's life. The Professional Life design became the 4th and final release of the series, symbolizing Lincoln's years as a lawyer, statesman, and president. The reverse of the coin features the unfinished Capitol Dome in Washington, D.C. During Lincoln's presidency, construction continued even while the Civil War was raging. The unfinished dome became a symbol of determination, unity, and the nation's commitment to moving forward despite enormous challenges. This powerful image makes the Professional Life Cent one of the most meaningful modern Lincoln coins ever produced. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike Denver coins that carry the D mint mark or San Francisco collector issues marked with an S, Philadelphia circulation coins display no mint mark, making them instantly recognizable to collectors familiar with modern Lincoln cents. One feature that makes this issue especially popular is its composition. Many collectors seek the special bronze versions produced for numismatic collector sets because they closely resemble the composition of traditional Lincoln cents struck before the major composition change of the early 1980s. These bronze collector issues differ from the copper-plated zinc cents made for everyday circulation. Let's look at the specifications. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Its thickness measures approximately 1.52 millimeters. The edge is plain. The bronze collector version weighs approximately 3.11 grams. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the unfinished Capitol Dome designed specifically for the bicentennial celebration. Although millions of these coins were produced, collectors are constantly searching for exceptional examples that stand out from the rest. Coins with sharp details, attractive original color, and minimal marks receive much greater attention than heavily worn pieces. A very fine circulated coin still retains many important design details. Lincoln's portrait remains clear. The lettering is sharp, and much of the Capitol Dome design remains visible despite moderate circulation. Collectors often appreciate these coins because they preserve much of their original appearance while still reflecting decades of everyday use. One reason this coin remains popular is its historical significance rather than simple rarity. It marks the conclusion of the 4-coin bicentennial series and celebrates Abraham Lincoln's extraordinary professional achievements. For many collectors, completing the entire 4-coin set has become an enjoyable challenge. Sometimes collectors discover coins displaying unusual minting errors. These include off-center strikes, broad strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clipped planchets, or dramatic misaligned strikes. Genuine mint errors are considerably scarcer than ordinary circulation coins and often generate substantial interest when professionally authenticated. Condition also plays a tremendous role in determining value. 2 coins with the same date and mint can differ dramatically in price depending on preservation, original surfaces, luster, and eye appeal. Coins that avoid heavy scratches, corrosion, cleaning, or environmental damage generally attract stronger collector demand. Professional grading services examine every detail before assigning an official grade. Certified coins provide buyers with confidence that the coin is genuine and accurately graded. Authentication becomes especially important whenever a collector believes a coin may possess an unusual mint error or exceptional preservation. If you own a 2009 professional life cent, begin by examining it carefully under strong lighting. Look closely at the lettering, the capital dome, the date, and Lincoln's portrait. Check for doubling, unusual strike characteristics, missing design elements, or any obvious minting abnormalities. Never clean the coin, because cleaning permanently damages the original surfaces and can significantly reduce collector value. Store the coin inside a protective holder, avoid touching its surfaces, and always handle it by the edges whenever possible. Proper storage helps preserve its condition for many years. Collectors continue searching bankrolls, inherited collections, old piggy banks, and forgotten jars of change hoping to discover an exceptional example. While most 2009 professional life cents are worth only a small premium over face value, authenticated mint errors or superbly preserved specimens can attract significant collector interest. The excitement surrounding modern coins reminds us that collecting is not always about age. Sometimes a relatively recent coin can become highly desirable because of its historical importance, exceptional preservation, or a genuine mint error that makes it stand apart from millions of ordinary examples. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Professional Life Cent remains one of the most meaningful modern Lincoln designs ever issued. It celebrates leadership, perseverance, and one of the greatest presidents in American history while giving collectors another fascinating chapter to add to their collections. As we move on to the next remarkable coin, remember that every penny deserves a second look. Hidden among everyday change may be a coin with an interesting story, a rare mint error, or a beautiful condition that makes it far more collectible than its 1 cent face value. Next up, the 2010 Lincoln Shield cent with the Denver D mint mark appears to be an ordinary penny that millions of Americans have used every day. However, collectors know that even modern coins can become fascinating treasures when they possess exceptional quality, unusual mint errors, or remarkable eye appeal. The year 2010 marked an important milestone in the history of the Lincoln cent. After the successful 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Series, the United States Mint introduced an entirely new reverse design that would remain the permanent design for future Lincoln cents. This new reverse became known as the Union Shield design, representing Abraham Lincoln's lifelong commitment to preserving the Union during one of America's most challenging periods. The reverse features a bold Union shield with 13 vertical stripes representing the original 13 colonies joined together beneath a single horizontal banner. Above the shield appears the national motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one. This powerful design symbolizes national unity and strength, making the 2010 Lincoln Shield cent one of the most historically meaningful modern American coins. The coin discussed here carries the D mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. Denver produced hundreds of millions of these coins for everyday circulation, ensuring that nearly every American had an opportunity to encounter one in pocket change. Let's examine the specifications. The coin measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. Its thickness is approximately 1.52 millimeters. The edge is plain. The standard circulation coin weighs about 2.5 grams because it is made of a zinc core covered with a thin layer of copper. On the obverse, Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln continues to appear, making it one of the longest-running portrait designs in United States coin history. Our featured example displays an attractive dark chocolate brown color that many collectors appreciate in circulated copper-plated coins. Over years of circulation, exposure to air and the environment causes the bright copper surface to develop deeper shades ranging from light brown to rich chocolate brown. Natural color is generally preferred over artificial cleaning or polishing. This coin is described as being in extremely fine condition. That means it experienced only moderate circulation while retaining a significant amount of its original detail. Lincoln's hair remains sharp, facial features are well-defined, and most lines of the Union Shield remain crisp and easily visible. The lettering, date, and mint mark are bold, while only the highest points of the design show noticeable wear. Collectors often enjoy searching for coins in extremely fine condition because they combine historical character with excellent visual appeal. These coins clearly show they have circulated through everyday American commerce, yet they preserve nearly all of the design that left the mint years earlier. Although the 2010D shield cent is common in circulation, certain examples stand far above ordinary coins. Collectors search for pieces displaying unusually strong strikes, beautiful original surfaces, minimal contact marks, and exceptional eye appeal. Such characteristics make a coin far more desirable than average circulation pieces. Even greater excitement surrounds genuine mint errors. During the minting process, mechanical problems occasionally produce unusual coins. Examples include off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, rotated dies, dramatic misalignments, and other manufacturing mistakes. Because these errors are uncommon, authenticated examples often attract strong interest from specialists. Another important factor is preservation. Coins that have never been cleaned, polished, or artificially altered usually command greater respect among experienced collectors. Original surfaces preserve the history of the coin and allow grading experts to evaluate it accurately. If you discover a 2010D Lincoln Shield cent, begin by examining it carefully under bright lighting. Inspect both sides of the coin for unusual strike characteristics, doubling, missing design elements, or obvious minting abnormalities. Compare it with a normal example whenever possible to identify anything unusual. Avoid cleaning the coin under any circumstances. Even gentle cleaning removes original surfaces and may reduce collector value dramatically. Instead, place the coin in a protective holder and handle it only by the edges. Professional grading services provide authentication and assign official condition grades. Certified coins give a collector's confidence that the piece is genuine and accurately evaluated. This becomes especially important whenever a coin appears to possess an unusual mint error or extraordinary preservation. The popularity of Lincoln cents continues to grow because nearly everyone has encountered one at some point in life. Many collections begin with simple pocket change before expanding into complete date and mint sets, error collections, or high-grade certified examples. Modern coins like the 2010 Shield cent remind collectors that exciting discoveries are not limited to century-old coins. Searching through bankrolls, inherited jars of pennies, family collections, and loose change remains one of the most enjoyable parts of coin collecting. While the overwhelming majority of 2010D Shield cents are worth only a modest amount above face value in circulation, unusual authenticated mint errors or exceptionally preserved certified examples can generate significant collector demand. The introduction of the Union Shield design ensured that the Lincoln cent entered a new chapter while continuing the legacy that began in 1909. Every detail of the shield reflects the nation's unity, strength, and determination, making this coin much more than a simple 1-cent piece. As we continue uncovering America's hidden coin treasures, remember that every penny deserves a closer look. An ordinary-looking coin today could contain an overlooked mint error, outstanding preservation, or another characteristic that transforms it into a prized collectible. Sometimes the greatest discoveries begin with nothing more than a careful inspection of the spare change already sitting in your pocket. Our next coin takes us to one of the most fascinating years in the history of the Lincoln cent. The 1982D Lincoln Memorial cent may appear to be an ordinary penny, but collectors know that 1982 was a year of dramatic change. During this historic year, the United States Mint changed the composition of the Lincoln cent forever, creating several different varieties that continue to attract attention from collectors around the world. The coin featured here carries the D Mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Denver Mint. Throughout 1982 billions of Lincoln cents were produced to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. Rising copper prices had made it too expensive to continue producing traditional bronze cents, so the Mint introduced a new copper-plated zinc composition. This transition made 1982 one of the most studied years in modern American numismatics. The Lincoln Memorial design had already become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. On the front appears the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a design created by Frank Gasparo that remained on the cent from 1959 until 2008. Let's take a closer look at the coin's specifications. The diameter measures 19.05 millimeters. The thickness is approximately 1.52 millimeters. The edge is plain. The standard copper-plated zinc version weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Its thin outer layer of copper gives the coin its familiar reddish appearance, while the zinc core significantly reduced production costs for the United States Mint. The example we're discussing displays a beautiful chocolate brown appearance with subtle rainbow toning. Over decades, natural oxidation can create attractive shades of blue, violet, gold, green, and reddish highlights across the surface. Collectors often appreciate natural rainbow toning because every toned coin develops its own unique appearance over time. Artificially altered colors, however, are much less desirable, making originality extremely important. This coin is described as being in extremely fine condition. That means it experienced moderate circulation while retaining most of its original design details. Lincoln's hair remains sharply defined. The cheek and jawline show only light wear, and the lettering stays bold and crisp. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial columns remain clearly visible, and the steps display strong detail. Only the highest portions of the design reveal noticeable signs of circulation. Collectors value extremely fine coins because they preserve both historical character and outstanding detail. They have clearly participated in everyday American commerce while maintaining much of the beauty they possessed when they first left the Denver Mint. One reason collectors pay close attention to 1,982 cents is the existence of multiple varieties. During the transition from bronze to copper-plated zinc, the Mint produced different combinations of large-date and small-date dies, along with two different metal compositions. Distinguishing between these varieties often requires careful measurements, weight checks, and close examination under magnification. Some of the rarest and most valuable discoveries from 1982 involve transitional varieties and unusual minting errors. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, die chips, and dramatic strike abnormalities are among the mint errors that collectors actively search for. Because genuine mint errors are relatively scarce, authenticated examples often receive significant attention at major coin auctions. Condition also plays an enormous role in determining collector demand. Two coins of the same date and mint mark may have dramatically different values depending on their preservation. Original surfaces, attractive natural toning, minimal contact marks, and sharp strike quality all contribute to a coin's desirability. If you discover a 1982D Lincoln Memorial cent, begin by examining it carefully. Use a digital scale capable of measuring to 1/100th of a gram to determine whether the coin is the bronze or copper-plated zinc variety. Inspect the date carefully to determine whether it is the large date or small date variety. Examine both sides under bright lighting for unusual doubling, striking abnormalities, or other mint errors. Never clean or polish the coin. Cleaning permanently removes original surfaces and usually reduces collector value. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder and handle it only by the edges to preserve its condition. Professional grading services provide authentication and assign official grades based on the coin's preservation. Certification becomes especially valuable whenever a coin appears to possess an unusual variety, important mint error, or exceptionally attractive natural toning. Buyers generally have much greater confidence in certified coins because they have been examined by experienced professionals. Millions of collectors continue searching through old penny jars, inherited collections, coin rolls from local banks, and forgotten family albums hoping to uncover a hidden treasure. While most 1982D copper-plated zinc cents are worth only a modest premium over face value, unusual authenticated varieties, major mint errors, or superbly preserved examples can attract strong collector interest. The 1982 transition year remains one of the most exciting chapters in the history of the Lincoln cent. It represents the moment when American coinage adapted to changing economic conditions while continuing the long tradition established in 1909. Every 1982 cent tells part of that story, making these coins especially meaningful to collectors. As we move on to our next remarkable coin, remember that some of the greatest discoveries begin with a simple penny. Careful observation, patience, and knowledge can reveal details that others overlook. The next time you find a 1982D Lincoln Memorial cent, take a closer look. You may be holding an important piece of modern American numismatic history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more hidden treasures from the world of rare coins. Until then, happy collecting, and good luck on your treasure hunt.